Alright, Shalom. I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles and others at Great Millstone who taught us this 100% truth. Much peace and blessings to the hopeful elect out there pushing out this word with thought, truth, and sincerity. Brother Lachaban, quick lesson. Not a lesson, but a comparison between Emmett Till and the new Jake that got killed, Qawan Charles. And they've already been compared. You got the family of Qawan Charles getting compared to Emmett Till. Now, Emmett Till is murdered. I'm going to read the article. On August 28, 1955, while visiting family in Money, Mississippi, 14-year-old Emmett Till, an African-American, all right, the nationality, Esau put on you Jakes, and y'all got the nerve to call yourself black or African-American. Y'all ain't black. It's a mental illness. You're brown. But you're not African-American. Just because you came from West Africa don't mean shit. You are the descendants of the 12 tribes of Israel. The so-called African-Americans, or blacks, whatever you like to call yourself. You are the so-called negros, so-called Negroes. And likewise for all the so-called Latinos and Native Americans out there. Alright, so he's an African-American from Chicago. And he was brutally murdered for allegedly flirting with a white woman 4 days earlier. Alright, now she ain't white, alright? Y'all got the nerve to call yourselves black and call the so-called white man white. I mean, take a look around. Take a look around. What color are you? Your color's brown. You got the nerve to call yourself black. It's like calling black the word brown. It's the other way around. And y'all got the nerve to call President Trump orange, white. He's fucking red, man. So-called red man pursuing Genesis 25 and 25. Alright, so she's not white, she's red. And allegedly flirting with that red woman 4 days earlier. His assailant, that word assailant means attacker. A person who physically attacks another. Alright, for all you people that don't understand definitions, because like the elder apostle Gabar stated a while back in a video, Jake can't search for shit. The white woman or the red woman's husband and her brother made Emmett Till carry a 75-pound cotton gin fan. You don't know what a cotton gin fan is? What basically is. Cotton gin fan. Alright. 75 pounds, man. Just expect how heavy that shit might be. And a 14-year-old little boy? Shit, that's torture itself. A 75-pound cotton gin fan to the bank of the Tallahatchie River and ordered him to take off his clothes. The two men then beat him nearly to death, gouged out his eye, shot him in the head, and then threw his body, tied to the cotton gin fan with barbed wire, into the river. Alright. Who was Emmett Till? Till grew up in a working-class neighborhood on the south side of Chicago, and though he had attended a segregated elementary school, he was not prepared for the level of segregation he encountered in Mississippi. Alright, because back then the South was all about racism. His mother warned him to take care because of his race, but Emmett enjoyed pulling pranks, alright? And that's the reason why he died. On August 24, while standing with his cousins and some friends outside a country store of Money, Emmett bragged that his girlfriend back home was white. Emmett's African-American companions, disbelieving him, dared Emmett to ask the white woman sitting behind the store, counted for a date. He went in, bought some candy, and on the way out, he said the way out was heard saying, "Bye, baby," to the woman. There was no witnesses in the store. But Carolyn Bryant, the woman behind the counter, later claimed that he had grabbed her, made lewd advances, and wolf whistled at her as he sauntered out. Rob Bryant, the proprietor of the store, and the woman's husband returned from a business trip a few days later and heard how Emmett had allegedly spoken to his wife. Enraged, he went to the home of Till's great-uncle, Mose Wright, with his half-brother J.W. Millam in the early morning hours of August 28th. Alright, so that's where he died. On that day, the pair demanded to see the boy despite pleas from Wright. They forced Emmett into their car after driving around at night and perhaps beating Till in a tool house behind Millam's residence. They drove him down to the Tallahatchie River 3 days later. His corpse was recovered, but was so disfigured that Mullis Wright could only identify it by an initialed ring. Authorities wanted to bury the body quickly, but Till's mother, Mammy Bradley, requested it be sent back to Chicago. Alright, so keep in mind, he died in August 28th, but was found 3 days later. That's kind of shocking indeed, because the same thing happened to Qawan Charles. Alright. What we know, because this really happened recently, and it was updated on 9:23 a.m. today. Qawan Bobby Charles, a quiet 15-year-old boy. Alright, so now Emmett Till died at 14, but Qawan Bobby Charles died at 15. Who loved the outdoors and his dog. My baby went missing in rural Louisiana on October 30. Alright, so he went missing on October 30. His body was discovered days later in a sugarcane field 20 miles from his home. Alright, so he was found on November 3rd. And the sheriff says the department told the family that the boy had drowned. Now, how the fuck did he drown like that? Because his face was so horribly disfigured. They believe it could have been racially motivated. Of course it has been. Now, this is why I believe Emmett Till could have been the reincarnation of Qawan. This shit doesn't just happen like that. You got a 14-year-old little so-called black boy get killed by a bunch of Edomites. Same thing goes down for Qawan. And you know, it must be a big factor contributing to the fact that prophecy is unfolding, sedition among men, and separating Egyptians from the Egyptians. You got this whole country going fucked up, man. You got BLM, Antifa. You got all these other groups, the Black World Order. You got all this bullshit, man. And this is as real as it gets, man. It has been racially motivated. And that law enforcement failed to act in the hours after they reported their son missing. That's always been a big problem, man. Law enforcement doesn't give a shit. You know, their main goal is to take us all out. That's what the New World Order is. Take out Jake. And you know, that vaccine is gonna be a big contribution, because what do you got? You got Jake out there going by what Esau says. You know, they're so bugged out that they could even sell themselves like that in a snap, just for a few $100 bills. All right, this is Ecclesiastes chapter 1 verse 9. The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no other thing under the sun. And where are we? Under the sun. This whole place is under the sun. Is the place of judgment. Under the sun is this place. It's wicked earth. And we're in affliction right now. So y'all can call it prison, hell. It is all that. And, you know, the thing that hath been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done. So, you know, history repeats itself. History does that. And basically what you're seeing right here, some of it has happened. But you got future prophecies that have been unfolding recently. But those were for the future. Not something that repeated itself. Alright, well, anyways, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rachakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and others at Great Millstone, who taught us this 100% truth. Much peace and blessings to the hopeful elect out there pushing out this word with our truth and sincerity. Alright, Shalom.